Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to City Life. My name is Linda Bown. I'm your host this morning, and I have Councilor Rita Mercier for
Hello, my friend, my darling Linda.
It's
And
so good.
good morning, McD.
Yes, I direct you over there. So, I have not seen you forever. You've
I
been
know.
all over the world, I think.
Well, not yet, but I'm
Pretty
trying.
close.
I'm trying.
What was the island? You just went.
Oh, yes. So my daughter Kelly is my traveling partner. We're lucky that she has a husband that owns his own business. She does his books. She writes out the checks. She does everything for her husband. And he allows her to go. Well, not allows her, but he's amenable to that. He said, sure, go ahead, have fun. He's not a traveler, so he's happy that I'm a traveler, that I could take his place more
Awesome.
or less. So he don't mind that at all, and so I'm very lucky in that respect. So I say to Kelly, where do you want to go next? And she says, nah, it's up to you, Ma. So we kind of take turns, and so we kind of agreed. I like to hear what she has to say. She said, how about Ireland? And I said, oh my God. And it kind of made me think back with sadness to my mother being a Shanley and
Oh.
having her grandfather from County Cork. And it was quite remarkable because she always wanted to go to Ireland. And, you know, this is what life is all about. When you're young and you have the energy and the strength, you have the family and you don't have the money. Then when you do have the money and the time, you don't have the strength. So
Right.
it's tough. So we decided to go, but I thought of my mother and I said, Kel, I'm really so sad because Nana wanted to go, but I couldn't do it. I had a small family, young family, and we didn't have the money. And
My grandmother was a Shelby.
oh,
Pretty
see,
close. Yeah,
so
from Ireland.
we decided to go, and we went.
Also didn't have jets.
Oh, probably. Well,
Yeah, you had to go by boat. You're right.
Boat
Now-
would have been nice too.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Now, where did you go in Ireland?
So we stayed for 7 days. So 3 of those days we landed in Dublin.
Yeah.
So we stayed for 3 days in Dublin. Let me tell you the good along with the bad. It wasn't all good, but you know, you think of it now and you say, what the heck happened? So we were in Dublin for 3 days. I'll tell you some fascinating things, 2 fascinating things that happened that was so wonderful. In Dublin, they have this bus called Hop On and Hop Off, and like they do in New York, where you can go to different sites and hop on and hop off and take a look and take the next bus and go to the next stop. Well, we did that there, and the bus driver says, he was amazing. I mean, the streets are so narrow there. John, have you been to Ireland?
Yes.
So you know what I'm talking about when I say the streets are so narrow. Imagine a bus being on it. Imagine the bus driver speaking while he's driving and trying to maneuver that big bus. So he says, we're going by this place, and he goes, to the left is St. Patrick's Church. He says, it's a beautiful church. Those of you that want to get out, feel free to do it. Nobody got off. So he's going a little ways longer, and he goes, and to the left, next to the church, is the cemetery. And the cemetery is a beautiful cemetery. There is a very famous man there. His name is, now you probably don't recognize the name, but he's a very important person. He discovered the crossword puzzle. He is buried 3 across and 6 down. It was hilarious. The man was just so funny. So on the second day, because I had a pass for the both of us for 2 days, the second day he brings us to another route. And of course, the mountainsides are so beautiful with all a carpet of green grass for miles and miles and miles. And on the grass is either a herd of cows, horses, or sheep, not all together, but separately. And you see that all over Ireland. It's so beautiful. So the bus driver says, we're going to pull over in the parking lot, and across the street, you're going to go and you're going to see Mr. whatever his name was. And he is a champion, not of Ireland, he's a champion of the world. 4-time world champion sheep herder. You're going to go see him at an auction. We went across the street. I have never, ever seen anything like it. Sheep herding, is it boring or what? This was amazing. So when we met the man, he came from the house, and he's there's a fence. He's on the other side of the fence, and you could see a humongous hill, like a mountain. And at the top of it, you could see these dots, these white dots. They were 5 sheep that were up there, but you could barely see it because they were like dots. He called over his dog, because he had 2 dogs sitting under the tree. I never seen animals that were so obedient. You would have thought the man was a king, because those dogs respected him so much. So the dog come over. The dog is sitting he's laying down at attention, like he's so in tune to the guy's voice. Around the man's neck is a rope. Hi, Michael. How are you? Around the guy's neck is a little, like a thin rope with a whistle on it. So he says, the dog does not hear me talk. He goes by the sound of the whistle. That's how he does his obedience and training. But I will tell you whatever I'm going to say before I do the whistle. So the dog was ready. He said, I'm going to blow the whistle. Now, the whistle didn't go, whoo. It went like, whoo, and it made like different sounds. And that was like a sentence to that dog. I'm telling her about my trip to Ireland and how we went to the side of a mountain. And this man was a 4-time world champion of sheep herding. And you think that's kind of boring. But anyway, he did the whistle, and he said, I'm going to tell you before I blow the whistle what I'm telling the dog, what the dog hears. I want him to go up to that mountain and bring those sheep down here. So we went, the dog shot up like a bullet. He brought all the sheep down. He goes, I'm going to whistle to him to make them sit straight out, and not in a row or in a bunch, straight out like soldiers. So he went, now the dog's running down. He lines them all up like they're all in the army. I couldn't believe it. So it was amazing to see that. He said, I'm going to blow the whistle. He's going to bring the dog to the right, then to the left. So then he says, I'm going to blow the whistle, and he's going to bring the sheep up to a little ways up to the middle of the mountain. So he does that. The dog does it. He says, you know what? I think I only want 2 sheep down here. I'm gonna blow the whistle and tell him to bring just 2 sheep down. So he blows the whistle, the dog brings 2 sheep down. Now he knows math. The dog knows math now. I don't even know math, but it was just fantastic. That dog was so smart.
It's unbelievable.
He trains dogs too.
Obviously.
I can see why he trains other people's dogs like that. So, I mean, I was mesmerized by the fact that this animal is smarter than me, for Christ's sakes. It was so beautiful. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. That was a nice treat. Yeah.
How was the weather there?
The weather was wonderful. I will tell you that it rained when we got off the plane and we met people
In Dublin.
in Dublin. They said it was 67 days of solid rain every single day. And the day that we arrived, the rain stopped.
See what you brought, the good weather. Good
And they
girl.
said, thank you so much for doing that, because it didn't rain except one day, like we got there like a Sunday, so on a Thursday it rained. When we were in the Blarney Stone, we were up there at the Blarney Castle.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was raining that day.
Did you kiss the snow?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes, I
Now,
did.
when we went over there, as you know, it's 2 countries. Northern Ireland's a separate country from
Yes, we didn't go
Ireland.
there.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Yes, it's
So
true.
we went to Northern Ireland, and they were very stingy with their food portions.
Really?
And we got to Ireland, and it was just a little bit more food than the Northern Irish.
Oh, really?
So I was happy to get back to my American portions when I get back to America.
Yeah. Oh boy, it was really such a great time. So, telling you about how my mother was a Shanley and she had a family from County Cork. She always wanted to go. So Kelly said to me, "Ma, knowing you must have clothes in the attic of Nana's. I have this sickness where I can't get rid of my mother's clothes because this was her home.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of my husband's clothes. I mean, I'm a sick person. I can't help it. It's in the attic. It's in the attic. I can't help it." So she said, "I know that you must have at least 2 at Nana's jackets, do you?" I said, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I do." She says, "Why don't you take them both to Ireland, and when we're in Ireland, we'll wear them, and Nana will be with us."
Oh.
So I did that, and one day we wore each a jacket.
That's very sweet.
It was wonderful, so that was good. So here we were in Dublin, right? Not all good things happen wherever you go. So we're gonna go to County Cork, but about 9 minutes away, we're gonna rent a car. Do you know that I could not drive the car in
I
Ireland?
was just going to ask who did the driving, because it's not easy.
It isn't easy, but I would have done it. But because I'm over 75, I can't drive in Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, the only way I could have drove, and I could have probably pushed it, if I get a paper from my doctor saying that I'm in good health, and if I get a letter from my insurance company that says I haven't had an accident in 5 years, which I didn't. But my Kelly was so adamant to say, "Ma, I'm not going to get arrested in Ireland," and so you're not driving this car. But she had a hard time to back it up. She
those
did good. She
roundabouts
did
are really-
good. But you
Well,
know
you
what?
drive on the other side of the road,
Yes,
which
you
you're
do.
not used to. The steering wheel is on the other side of
That's
the car.
right. Absolutely.
So there's 2 things you got to get used to.
And the streets are narrow
The
to
roads are
begin
not
with.
like our roads.
It's
No.
a lot easier to look out the window.
No, yeah.
So she
Go
hit.
on a bus tour.
So she hit the curb in 3 times.
That was in Massachusetts. How did she do in Ireland?
No, that was Ireland. And the 4th time we heard, I thought we were getting shot. She
You
had a
blew it tight.
blowout. She had a blowout. We were in the car 5 hours waiting for someone to come in.
No AAA there.
No, but there was a construction site going on, and she went and said, "Can someone help me?" And one of the gentlemen, the foreman, came over. He helped us by calling someone, and I gave a description of the numbers on the tire, and they didn't have it in stock. They had to go looking for it. So we were 5 hours in the car waiting for it to come in. Oh my God. But anyway, it was fun. And the second bad thing that happened to us, when we were going from Dublin down the road 9 minutes away to get the rent-a-car from Hertz Rent-A-Car, we took a taxi, and so Kelly by chance said to me, I changed like $300 to euros, so here's a $50 euro. I'm going inside. So we stopped. She went inside to the rent a place, Hertz rent a car, and I was outside helping the driver, get our stuff, bags out of the trunk. And I said, how much is that, sir? He said 21 euros. So I gave him the $50 bill. And I went to get my bag like this. And when I looked, he did a U-turn so quick and he took off. So he had my $50 bill on my daughter's, and he had a $29 tip, for God's sakes. I'm telling you, we got screwed that time.
They love American
Oh
money.
my God, if I could have got my hands on that guy, I would have gave him a tip, no doubt about it. And did you hear that the different countries that are coming over for the World Cup, they don't tip in their country, so when they get beer in the places, they don't tip anybody.
We found that out on like the third day of our trip to Ireland, because we were tipping as usual when you go into a pub.
Yeah.
And then friends of ours that were over there, they were like, you know why the people love you so much is because you're leaving them, you're leaving them
Yeah.
a tip. That's just not how they do it.
Gee,
Yeah,
see,
fine.
we tip all the time. I would have
Yeah.
tipped that cab driver, but I wouldn't have gave him more than what the ride cost, you know? $21, he gets a $29 tip. Well, he didn't get it. He stole it, but that was all right. Those were the only two bad things that happened. That's all right. We still
So
survived.
did you fly out of Shannon?
Yes, we flew
And
out
all
of
the way-
Shannon because we went all the way around from Dublin all the way around. Kelly did relatively good. So when you go on the bus to the hop on, hop off in Dublin, you have to go to this particular street, and the bus is waiting on that street. It's like a side street in a rural section of the city. But across the street is a house. I don't know. It just looks like someone's home. And they have a yard, and that's where you park your car. So Kelly parked the car, and there were people behind her, came in after behind her. She could drive, but she couldn't back it up. So she'd say, excuse me, sir, can you drive this car? I said, one of them's going to take off with it. We're never going to get it. But each time we went, because we went 2 days in a row, the guy helped her, and he backed it up and turned it around. Because you're pulling in, you're not like... And so she didn't know how to really maneuver it to back it up. So that was fine. Well, the next day, she was shooting the breeze so much that everybody had got off the bus and left. And she couldn't back it up. So I said, would you like me to back it up? She said, you're not supposed to drive. I said, fine, then back it up. She said, all right, I'll let you drive it just this once. I backed it up with no problem at all. I said, what's the problem? But anyway, it was fun. It was so much fun.
It's a very enjoyable country.
So I don't want to monopolize this, Michael. How
no,
you been?
It's
How-
fine. Everything's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good to see you.
Saw you at the firefighters memorial mass.
You know what?
Or was it
That
your
was
brother?
that was my brother.
That was my brother. You
We
see
get it.
one, you see them all.
we
you
get
know?
it all the time. That would have been Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
I didn't make the.
Oh, didn't?
No,
Oh, I
no.
thought it was you because you see one brother, you
well,
don't know
they
which
do
one.
look an
You're not
awful lot
alone.
alike.
I
You're not
know it.
alone. We get it every day.
I know it.
When
That
he
was,
was campaigning, it made it easier for him because people thought he,
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
that's
everywhere.
right.
I
Yeah.
was standing.
That's
Yeah.
right. That was beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of I'm looking forward to talking to you this morning. What did you think
Yep.
of the elections in New York?
I'm
sure you weren't surprised.
To Mamdani?
Yeah, all his mates.
I don't know. It's I think they're in trouble. We'll
Well,
see
you've
it.
been talking
we'll
about
see
it.
it play out. Yeah, I don't know.
I have to say, I was kind of taken back. I didn't really expect that. I expect them to do well, but I guess it's New York. But I don't understand the anti-Semitism. I just don't get it. What is? I don't get it.
Wow, it's a complicated conversation.
They're taught that at birth. Both sides of the Muslims are taught to hate the Jews, and the Jews are taught to hate the Muslims at birth. When they slap you on the, you come out of your mother, they slap you on the behind, and they say, Mohammed did that. Moses did that. Taught from birth to hate the other side.
And all the people that are screaming Nazi, the ones that are siding with.
Well, the thing I get a kick out of
Nazi and me.
I got a Jewish friend of mine, and he's proud as a freaking peacock. He pulls up in a brand spanking new Mercedes. He says, "What do you think?" I says, "Your father would roll over in his grave." You know those people killed your grandparents, don't you?
Ruined his day, didn't you, George?
The Jewish population in New York is very confused.
But they always have been. They keep voting for the Democrats, and the Democrats have always thrown them under the bus. Am I missing something?
Yeah, probably, just like
Consistently.
everybody else is. But they just have the same type of agenda at the moment. And so the far left and the Muslim population are have the same interests right now, and it's for our country not to do well. And so they end up on the same side of votes. And it's just like a lot of the far left ideology that I've talked about on here before, that their ideas, it doesn't take long for you to see the contradictions in the things that come out of their mouth. And this is a very clear example.
Yeah.
We're going to find out very soon.
Well, he's very charismatic, and I think that that's an issue.
Yeah, but again, it takes 2 minutes of listening to the words that are coming out of his mouth to.
But they don't. They
to
didn't with
understand.
Hitler either.
They won't show their Muslim side until they have a supermajority.
Yep.
And then we'll see what's really going to happen. Did Rita Mercier visit the shanties in old shanty town?
No, I did not. Oh, I love that song too. It was only a shanty in old shanty town. Oh, my mother used to sing that all the time. No, I'm sorry, I did not.
I can't believe you kissed the Barney Stone, though.
Yes, I did. So here's
They hang you over backwards. You did that.
That's right. I have pictures to prove it. Yes, I did. So when you go up the castle and you go up the stairs,
Are they still horrible little stairs?
yeah, you know what happens? It's this wide, so
Yes.
two people couldn't go past each other. And so I'm thinking, my Kelly kept saying, "Do you think you could make it, Ma?" I said, "Well, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I could make it." So I'm standing in a line and I'm saying, "I wonder where this stone is. Where is it?" And I'm seeing people just walking by, going out the other way to go down. I'm saying, where did they kiss the butt? They didn't. They didn't want to do it because once they got up there, they thought we were just kissing a stone. And but I didn't go up that high to not kiss the Blarney Stone, because they say it takes you out of your shell. It makes you more vibrant. And people said, "You don't need that."
No.
There's a lot of jokes in there.
So they lay you down flat, and there's this man, and he's helping you to push you out like the window because the rock is upside down, and you're upside down, and oh my God. But I did it, and my Kelly did it. It was fun. Can I tell you another fascinating story? I'm going to tell you this story. I hope you're not bored, but I'm going to tell you because I got the
Go
proof
for
right
it.
in here. So my other daughter, Chrissy, and I went with my son Douglas, and we went to Florida about 2 years ago. And when we were there, Chrissy said, "Let's get something together. Let's do something together, Ma, that we can remember this trip to Florida with Dougie. I said, "Well, like what?" She said, "Why don't we get matching tattoos?" Oh, I said, "Geez, a tattoo? I don't know that I don't have any tattoos." So Dougie, of course, the wise guy that he is, says, "Oh, you don't have the guts to do it." Yeah, he was edging me on. So yes, we got a tattoo together. It's the universal tattoo. There's no
Infinity,
beginning.
yeah.
Infinity tattoo. There's no beginning, no end. We got it. So when we came home, we said to Kelly, "We want you to get one too." She said, "Ma, I swear to God, I can't do it. I can't do it." I said, "It doesn't hurt. If it did, I'd
You
tell you."
lied.
No, it didn't. It really didn't hurt. No, it didn't really hurt. So she said, "I swear to God, I'm sorry. I can't do it." So she knew this girl that did henna.
Yeah.
She got one in henna, but it only lasted 5 days. But she at least tried. So now we're in County Cork, and Kelly says, "Ma, why don't we do something together? Is there something we can do together?" I said, "Sure, if you have an idea. You're not going to get a tattoo because you don't want one." She said, "No, but we'll figure it out." Well, as luck would have it, there was this store. It was called Iris Photography. Iris being your eye. Iris Photography. So she said, "Let's go in there and see what that's all about." So we went in there, and the young girl was so wonderful. And there's no stores like that I could see in the United States. This would be a good store to have in the city of Lowell. If you're visiting and you want to do something different, this was the place to do it. So Kelly says to the young girl, "Well, what's this place all about?" So she said, "Well, I take a picture of one of your eyes. I look at your eyes and I see which one. I take a picture of that eye. I put it in a frame. And this is your mother. I'll take a picture of her eye. I'll put it together in a frame. I'll put your names on top of it." And I said, "Gee, that's pretty special. That's pretty nice." So anyways, she took a picture of my daughter Kelly's eye. Now my Kelly has beautiful blue eyes. It was just gorgeous. So it was my turn. So I says to the lady, I don't know why I asked her this, but this is what I said. I asked her, "And what color do you think my eyes are?" And she looked at my eyes and she says to me, "I know what you want to hear. I know what you want me to say. You want me to say that your eyes are green, but they're not green. People with green eyes, it's an optical illusion. You don't have green eyes." I said to myself, she's crazy. What's going on here? She says, "You'll see. I'll take your picture." So she went over there. She picked an eye and she took a picture of it. So she says to me, "Here's the picture. Point out the green in your eye."
You got me looking now.
Are they green?
Yes. You're going to tell me
Okay.
I'm wrong.
No, I believe I have green eyes. She said, "Show me in this picture where the green is." I said, I can't see it. She said, "No, but do you see the blue?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Do you see the yellow?" And when you mix blue and yellow together, what do you get? You get green. So you show me where the green is in this eye. So now I said, "I see a little bit of the speckles of yellow, but on the yellow is more brown than anything else." She says, "Do you think that when you're in the sun, you just get freckles on your face? You get freckles on your eyes. Those are freckles on your eyes." So I'm going to show you the picture.
That's the strangest. Oh my!
Now show me the green in my eye. You don't see it, right?
my.
And this is all yellow, but because of all the times that I've been out in the sun. Now, Kelly has freckles too, but where she's young, they haven't developed yet as much as mine. So this is all yellow, which gives an illusion of a green eye. Do you see what I'm saying? So I know that they can't see it.
I'm going to zoom in.
I
So-
never heard such a thing.
So my eye is on the bottom.
Don't move, I'll do it.
No.
There's no green in that eye whatsoever. And the brown that you see is covering
Okay, so which eye are we talking about, the top or the bottom?
the
Don't
top
move.
one.
Don't move.
You're good.
The top one
Looks
is
like two
Kelly's
donuts,
eye.
doesn't it?
The bottom one is mine, and it's blue, and all the yellow that you see there is covered with brown, which are freckles from the sun that gravitated towards the yellow part of the eye. So there's no green in that eye, and that's exactly what our eyes look like. And Kelly's is completely blue, so you don't
Yeah.
see really yellow. But you see the yellowish in there? So yellow and blue forms
Strange
green.
concept.
So isn't that amazing? I thought that was fascinating.
Pretty
You
cool.
always learn something new. Thank you, McD. So that was that, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Wow, I could not
Did you
believe it.
kiss the Blarney Stone when you went to Ireland?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking it was funny. My daughter was doing a project for school, second grade project on like their heritage, and so we were looking up things, and the Blarney Stone is one of the topics that she wanted to talk about, and she used a picture of me in the 7th grade kissing the Blarney Stone on her like project.
Oh,
she
that's
thought
cute.
she thought it was hilarious.
That's-
She had to go in and
Yes.
show everybody.
That's beautiful.
Kind of
Now, I
from
went
when I
up
was a
and I
kid.
didn't kiss it. Bown, they
Come on, Linda.
no, when Bown they hung him upside down. I
Yes.
said, is this when I tell them you're a limey? He didn't see any humor in that, but they did.
Oh, that's cute.
There's like 2 rusty bars just like below you, like that.
That's
That
right.
are supposed to be a protection from falling.
I
it seems
know.
Like, right?
I
Yeah.
said,
it is a
"I
little scary
know."
when you get up there.
But a man helps you.
Oh, yeah.
He helped
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
He slid me right over that hole there that I thought I'd get killed in, but
It's still doesn't seem very formal, but there's a guy there helping you.
Yeah.
yes, there is a guy
I
there
don't
helping
think,
you.
of course, they'd never tell you, but I don't think they've ever had an issue.
No.
I don't know. Well, they
I
told
see
us at the Cliffs of Moher that
Cliffs of Moher,
they
I
had,
went
they,
there.
they I forget the exact number, but it was like somewhere around 30 or something like that is like how many deaths a year they have, like from people getting a little too aggressive with
Oh,
going
yeah.
towards the edge and just being too risky
Oh,
on the
gosh.
cliffs.
Yeah,
But
and that was
we
beautiful.
put our
too.
heads out over the edge and looked straight down. It was
Did
crazy.
you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 700 feet down to the water.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I was there too. I saw it.
I hadn't heard about any deaths at Blarney Castle. Though. I don't know.
No,
No
that's
accidents.
true. That's
Hopefully
true.
not.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was a great time.
Now, I
Sounds
haven't been for years. How's the development in Ireland now? Have they really changed? Quite a bit of development, because there wasn't when in '86. I
Well, I
campaigned
can't
in-
compare it because I was only there once, so
They have a lot more money now than they ever did.
Yeah. In
they
'86,
were wonderful people. Wonderful there.
I campaigned across the island for, there was a referendum for divorce, and it went down by 75%. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, gee. We stayed at the Ashford Castle. I want to say the Guinness, the great grandfather, he bought that place at one point. Many celebrities have gotten married there, and they named all the people that have gone there: Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, all the people that stayed at that hotel.
And there you were.
Yeah, it was a castle. It was beautiful, very nice. They grow their own vegetables. That they have a restaurant inside, and all the vegetables that you eat are not store bought. They're all grown outside,
Nice.
way in the back in their garden. Really nice place.
When you went to Galway, did you go to the Aran Islands or not? Out to the islands?
I don't believe I did. No.
Yeah, where they make the sweaters.
So how was
Oh,
the flight
nice.
from Boston to Ireland? How was the flight going over?
It was wonderful. It wasn't bad at all.
Check-in security go smooth? Or?
Everything was fine.
Okay. How about coming back?
Coming back the same.
Okay,
We never
good.
had a problem.
Good news.
Of course, we didn't smuggle anything out like you probably did. That's probably why they frisked you 1,000 times. No, I'm only kidding.
No, it's just sometimes they're like a pain, a real pain. They unnecessary, lengthy lines, and it's just. I'm glad that they've kicked the laziness out of the airport people.
So, yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I had no problems.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I went with Eleanor McGarry, and she had just become an Irish citizen.
Oh,
dual
I
citizenship.
loved
Oh, yeah,
her.
fabulous. She used her
Eleanor.
Irish passport, couldn't get her back.
Wow.
They said, "Where's your green card?"
Come on. Gee.
Wrong passport. It
Wow.
was a big to-do.
Well,
Gee.
She was in one room, Bown was in another room, and they said, "Are you traveling with anybody?" I said, "No." Just jumped right on that plane.
You're too funny, Linda. Oh, my God. That's good.
So anyone that's thinking about doing that, you may want to rethink it.
Oh, my God.
Because so many people have dual citizenship today.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Michael, what's new in the Highlands? And The
Actually,
school system.
something's going on in the islands with the police. I don't know. Hopefully everything's all right. When I was driving in on Chelmsford Street, shut down. They had like Nemlec is.
Wow.
You're
they have,
kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There were
Wow.
police everywhere. I couldn't even turn on at Chelmsford Street. I had to pull a U-turn and go around and take the connector in. So
Oh, gee.
I don't know. Hope everything's all right down there.
Wow.
They had dogs and SWAT down on
Gee.
Chelmsford Street right now.
Oh,
Wow.
no.
Yeah. Other than that, pretty quiet though.
Ah.
Yeah, no, Highlands is good. Just finished up school. School's over for the kids.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good. They're probably
Yeah.
thrilled about
starting
that.
summer. Yeah. Yep.
Now, do you have a lot of programs at the gym for summer?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we go all through the summer time. The schedule changes a little bit. It just slows down. Our teams kind of take a short break and they start back up in July and everything. But we always have something going on. We just finished up with kids and disability sports.
Did you?
Yeah. So
I love that
That's
organization.
nice.
week and a half ago maybe. Yeah, it was our last session with them. They love it.
Oh, I
It's
know.
unbelievable, yeah.
I know. It's such a great program.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
My girls were in working with the kids too. So
Oh,
it's,
wow.
It's a good experience for them
Of course.
being around, disabled kids and getting used to being around them and stuff.
Yeah.
So they love it. It's all good.
Do you know my daughter Kelly used to babysit you kids when you were
I've heard
young?
that before. Yeah, yeah.
And your mother loved my Kelly,
Oh yeah.
and she said, "I'm having a baby." Now you're not the youngest. Are you
I'm the oldest.
You're the
yeah.
oldest. So
Yep.
she said,
It would have been me if it was anybody. Yeah.
Well, she said, if I have a daughter, I'm going to name her Kelly after you.
Oh wow.
And you know what? She had another son.
Yep. Yep.
So Kelly said, gee, son of a gun, someone almost named their child after me. So
That's funny. I
my
forgot
Kelly
that. Yeah.
loved your mother so much.
Yep.
In fact, I have to tell you how the connection works here. So we went to Feng Shui the other night with my great granddaughter Paisley, who graduated from preschool and had the cap and gown like she was graduating from college. And we're waiting to go upstairs where the chef does all the cooking. Who's coming down but Timmy Fallon
Oh wow.
and the family.
That's funny.
They were just, I hear, hey, there's Rita. I looked, I said, oh my God, Timmy. Oh my God, what a family. That's a great family.
Timmy's my neighbor. We live right next door. Live right next to each other.
Yeah.
Grumpy. My kids call him Grumpy. That's his name. All the grandkids call
Wasn't
him.
he the disciplined
Yep.
person
yeah,
up there at the
He
vote?
still is.
The dean.
Oh, the
He's
dean.
he's
Oh my
truant
God.
officer now,
Was
right?
retired, but he still works as a truant officer. Still knocking on doors.
I
getting
used to
kids in
say to
school.
the girls, how do you know this Timmy Fallon, the dean of discipline? Is it because you're up there all the time getting disciplined? They said, no, he's a great guy.
Yep.
Yes, so it was a wonderful
No, he knows
time.
he knows everybody out there.
Yep,
Yep. In fact, he drives my youngest goes to the preschool out there,
yeah.
and so he drives her to school.
There's my,
Nice.
yes, there's
Oh,
my
how cute.
Paisley, yes.
Beautiful picture.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
little girl. Congratulations.
They're nice kids.
Well, that's why I always stand in the Highlands for you. The
Oh,
whole family. The
the Fallon
Fallons, the
family,
Dillons, the-
yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a great place to
The
stand.
grandfather just passed away not too long ago. Yeah, I think I was in Ireland when I couldn't go to the wake.
Oh yeah.
Because I was there and I felt so bad. Wonderful family. Well, you know they have a place, a sports thing.
Behind the daily.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the one that made the motion.
Oh,
Did you
thank-
know that?
thank
I
you
made
very
that
much.
motion
Yeah.
there at the request of Kevin Murphy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So could you-
we appreciate that a
The
lot.
The family would like that. That would be nice if someone made the motion, especially you. Could you do that? I said, absolutely. I love these people, and I did. Yeah.
Thank you, because my kids are down there all the time now, and
Yes.
they pointed out to their friends that
That's right.
That's Grandpa's
That's cool.
rock.
That's exactly true.
Yeah, that's very
That
cool.
was quite an honor to do that because
James
they're wonderful
Fallon
people.
Sports Complex.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sports complex. Yep.
Yeah, it's very cool.
What's
Thank you.
happening in the council?
Oh boy. Now
Are you behaving?
I
Rita?
took a personal day off today. I'm not in a hurry. You notice how I'm in a hurry because I have to go to work and be there by a certain time. Not today. I'm not in a hurry because it's a Franco-American flag raising today, this morning at 10 o'clock. And it just so happens I go every year, but lo and behold, the president of the Franco-American festivities is none other than Kevin Roy. He is actually Sergeant Kevin Roy from the Billerica House of Correction. I work
my.
with him, so what are the odds of that ever happening? Because I used to work in Lowell, but now
Yeah.
I work in Billerica for 2 years with the ladies pre-release.
How's
So
Regina?
Regina's wonderful. I see
Say
her
hi.
all the time. I will say hi. Her office is down the hall, right the first door by the time clock. So I could see her every day.
Are there a lot of prisoners in
Well,
Billerica?
well, there isn't. There used to be like over 1,000. Now there's like 600, and
But at least they're
it's
there.
down. But I will tell you that for the past, I want to say 2.5 to 3 years, we have women, and I work in women's pre-release. I know people think Billerica House of Correction, it's only men, but we do have about 18 women that came from Framingham. They're there because we're trying to acclimate them back into society, get them a job, get them a resume and a job, and try to help them stabilize them. So that's what we do
How
there.
how is it going? How's that
It's
program
good. It's going very well. Let's see, where's the wood? I gotta knock on wood. So far, it's going good, and the ladies are doing very well. They get a lot of training. We're right on top of them, and I don't mean just me. We have a crew there that mentor them, and they're wonderful. And I will say that it's tough because you get so used to them all this time, and then they leave and you never see them again. It's sad, you know. Some of them live in Fall River and different parts of.
Oh, okay.
So you don't see them anymore, but we were able to get some jobs.
Well, you don't need to make new friends, Rita.
I know, but you know, I get attached to people, and I feel bad that they're gonna. I'm happy they're leaving, because there's this one woman that's gonna leave soon. She was very, very helpful and very nice. They're all pretty nice. I know they made a mistake in their life. They're prisoners. But they're paying their debt back to society. And
Yeah, we all make bad choices.
Yeah, we all make mistakes. I mean, I know you find it hard to believe that I made a mistake. But anyway, so you got to give them a break. They're paying their price and their time. And some of them did a lot of time in Framingham, but because they have like a year or, a little less or a little bit more, they're the ones that have done majority of their time that will be leaving in about a year or so, yeah.
What are the women in prison for, primarily?
Drunk driving so many times, a lot drugs, selling drugs or
Okay.
dealing drugs or whatever. And they learned their lesson, I'm sure. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble by my boss, but for example, we don't know what it is unless we're in their shoes, but this woman had 5 kids. The man that was the father left. She was forced to take care of her children herself, and the only way she could make some good money was to sell drugs, is what she did, and paid the price for it. So, I mean, I don't think she'll ever do that again.
I guess
but
not.
It's not like she just wanted to had an easy life and
Yeah.
wanted to make money. She did it for her family. It was, I mean, I don't know that I would do that, but she wasn't able to, I don't know, earn a living to make enough money that she
Yeah.
could with the drugs. So
Well,
anyway,
the-
she paid her price dearly for it. So that's the type of
now,
thing.
is Concord still open?
No, I believe it's closed. No, it's closed.
She'll be selling that for real estate before she leaves office. Concord is supreme real estate land.
Yes, it
It is
is.
a disgrace that the state reps are all just looking the other way.
I
We should
know.
keep that prison open.
I know it. I know it. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Oh, we don't need it because our judges don't put people in jail. That's why we don't need it. Hey, Rita, what happened to the homeless? They seem to be gone.
They're not gone. They're all up on the
In
Chelmsford on the overpass.
Oh, on the
They're
overpass.
all up there. I
Oh, they got
passed them all.
They've got the signage in the morning. No, but when I ride by Jerry's food store, they're gone. So where is the manager hurting them now? Do we know?
I know that there's a group. I don't have access to see the co-op team like I used to before. They'd come in quite like regularly when we were on Summer Street. So I don't have an occasion to see them being out in Billerica. But I heard that there's a lot of them that if you go to Drum Hill and you go to the, what is down there?
Technology Drive.
Yeah, if you, not there, but if you, what's that shopping place in Drum Hill? They're in the woods behind it.
Okay.
The paper store's there and
Walmart.
Walmart, that's
Oh,
it, Walmart.
really?
Yeah, they're in the woods right there. Yeah, you could, if you go, you'll see. There's different places they go. I know some of them. There's a Plain
Well,
Street
they're
in the
gone
woods.
from.
Well, Appleton Street's cooking. South Street, Summer Street. That's still. You don't think so? Lately?
Not like it was.
No.
Well-
Yeah. Well,
Well,
yeah.
they have a
no,
team
it might
of
be down.
police.
I mean, when I used to drive down the street, they'd run up to my car, try to sell me drugs, try to sell me their body, but that's not happening.
I guess it depends on the time because I just. It might have been yesterday or the day before. I had a pretty good show down there.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, a lot of them live there. A lot of them live in Bishop Markham.
Yeah.
And Bishop Markham needs. I'm sorry that Dennis Mercier is
I know,
retiring.
going to retire
That's
soon.
going to be a big
Yep.
problem with the Bishop Markham housing project.
Yeah,
I know
they
they
had
call
trouble.
it something else, some heathen name they have now for the
Yeah,
Bishop Markham housing project.
yep. So, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
do you miss being out of politics?
No.
No, you don't?
Not one
so,
bit.
So you wouldn't decide to go back again and run again
It's not in the plans right now. No.
right now, but you didn't rule it out completely?
No, I'll never rule it out, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you
No.
Did you like it when you were served?
I think it was. I was interested in it. Like it was something I was definitely invested in while I was in there. Yeah, but
Yeah.
my whole term was marred by COVID. You
Yeah.
know, that was
Yeah.
that was all that we. Right after we got in January, it was COVID hit 2 months
Yeah.
later, and that's all we got to do. So I feel, but it was one of the best things that ever happened to me because I learned a lot.
Yeah, you do learn a lot.
I learned a lot about decision making, and it changed the way I think about a lot of different things. But no, I'm too radical for the school committee.
Yeah.
I'll get voted down 6-1 every single time that we have a vote, and my time is not. I think I can do more on the outside of politics.
Yeah.
You know,
There you go.
it's but it's tough. I don't
Yeah.
know how you do it.
31 years I'm there,
It's crazy.
but
don't
I
know, yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Is the superintendent going to survive the school committee?
I have no idea. I don't know.
They're crazy if they don't
They
work
are
with
crazy.
him.
They are crazy. But the school committee just likes hiring superintendents, unfortunately.
But they've got one that's knows that
They always got one. They always choose one, and they have this big investigation into who should be the next one, and then they
Jeez.
badger them as soon as they get in there. And I don't know. That seems to be the school committee. You know what? Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Rita, is putting in. At some point, I'd like to try to get people rallied behind making the school committee a special position. It would be the same process when I was there. I don't know if you remember that we brought it to the council to make it a special municipal position. That would have allowed me to get paid to be on the committee. And what that would do is open up to police, fire, city workers to run for school committee and get paid while they were doing it, which I think would be a big positive for the city and get candidates out. Because particularly with the neighborhood schools, I mean, that's all I talked about when I was on the committee. The neighborhood, the way that we elect representatives for the school committee, we're not having races.
So,
you know?
you know what I could never...
I feel like we could get more people to run if we, I mean...
Yeah, people don't seem to
You know.
want to run. I know what you're saying.
Look at what
But
they did to him. They
but if
beat
city
him up.
workers could get their pay for being on it, maybe it might encourage people
I don't think that
to be more involved.
Eric Gitchia works at the Vogue School because
It's an absolute crime. I know. Well, the city council's different because the city council's all encompassing. I could never make any argument for getting on the city council and getting paid because clearly there's a lot of firefighter talk on the
there
council,
is.
and there's
There is.
So that's a direct conflict.
Yeah.
But the school department, where it has a separate budget, and other towns do it. It's a perfectly normal way to handle your school committee or any of your boards or bodies is make it a special municipal position, and all that would do is allow a person who works for the city to come before the council, and the council can question them in any way, and if there is some sort of ethics situation, then they can look further into it. But if there isn't, they can say they can approve it, and that person can receive pay for being on the committee. And it's just a designation, really. And that's what I was trying to do back then, but it got very personal, and some people made sure that I didn't receive compensation, but the council voted for it.
I don't think
back in the
Timmy Golden could either when he was.
I think he ended up getting paid, but it was contentious. I'm not sure how that played out, to be honest with you.
Maybe he did get paid, but he couldn't advance to a not higher position.
That's for
what
sure.
I think.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
A part of it. Yeah, but where my name is out of it at this point, I think it's something that we could do. That would be a positive.
Can I just say something? This is my
Yeah.
personal belief.
Yep.
I'm not saying that I'm right, but it's something that I can't figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't understand how, and I was there, so I know. As the mayor, you oversee the school committee, and I can't for the life of me see how school committee members can negotiate the teacher's contract. I can't understand that. They should not have, they should ratify it, but I don't think they should take part in the negotiations. That would be like the city council negotiating contracts. We don't do that. We have the city manager, our city solicitor. We have a team that does that, and whatever they decide, they come back and we either approve it, ratify it, or we say, no, we're not accepting that. But yet the school committee negotiates the very people that they have to oversee. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I mean, I think those negotiations should happen on the front lawn of City Hall. To be honest with you, they'd go a lot better if they did. But I mean, the way I remember it is the superintendent and Jim Hall's position, like CFO or COO.
Yeah.
They were the main negotiators, but the committee is very involved. And I agree that nobody on the committee has any business.
These are the very
negotiating the
people.
contract.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. I mean, something could totally change there. And man, there was a lot of negotiating when we were there because we were coming up with MOUs and COVID agreements every month to month.
Yeah, it's tough.
We said Jim Hall. It was funny at the time was keeping track of how many times we met, and it was like 4x the typical amount of meetings for a term at that point because we kept meeting. We were meeting every week for sure, but like 2 meetings a week because there was some special meeting for some decision on COVID rules and all that.
Yeah.
And we were negotiating constantly. But yeah, that was one thing when I was
That's
there.
tough.
I mean, just getting elected to the school committee, you need You need a business degree.
When I was
and
there,
nobody's
yeah,
got one.
That's right. I'm not
You know.
prepared for it. As
Yeah.
the mayor, I'll never forget it. I said to Ralph, I have to go and negotiate a contract for the teachers. And we were down on, Merrimack Street. And I looked at, my phone rang and I looked, it was 2:30. It was my husband. He said, "Where are you? It's 2:30. You're not in bed." I said, "I'm still here negotiating the contract." It was bizarre, right?
Yep.
And this woman comes out of nowhere. I was kind of new at this, so I didn't question it. She came in and she said, "Listen, I'm the negotiator here," she said. And I said, "Where did she come from?" She said, "You're going to settle this tonight or no one's going home." I almost said, "You're strong-arming us. You're making us do something quickly, or we're going to be here all night long." And it was 2:30 already, so it's not easy being the mayor and you're dealing with contracts. It's tough.
Who's going to replace George's?
Oh, I don't know. Can I tell you about Paul George's? Paul George's is someone that I would dearly love to have represent me. But if you're on the other side of the table, ooh, I hate his guts. But he was good. He was good.
Yes, he was.
I know. I don't know.
I think they'll miss him. I just was curious if there was somebody in the wings that was going to step in.
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just thinking about being on the other side of negotiations with Paul George's.
Yeah, that was tough.
We didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah, I didn't
sure.
see eye to eye with him either, but he was tough. Oh, I'd want him representing me. Yeah. Anyway, that was something. Anyway.
So what else is happening in the council?
We're gonna have a meeting on.
Now your budget is all that you didn't cut any firemen, right?
No,
That gets
the
straightened
six.
out?
The six came back. The six came back. I don't know if I want to get into talking about the fire department, but anyway, I did make a motion, and people were taken aback by it. I don't care. I don't want to
I didn't
be.
hear what the motion was.
Okay, so here's the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little taken aback by it, to say the least, that at budget time, it was like a surprise, because the overtime and you're still a firefighter.
Yeah. Yep.
And your brother,
Yep.
right? And your father was.
Yep.
So here's.
Grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The firefighters' overtime was $4 million, 4.1 or something like that $1 million. That was the highest it ever has been. So they kept coming back for money. We gave them money, and it all amount. I don't want to be surprised like that again. So I made a motion to have the city manager have the proper person, which is Kelly Ayotte, which she is the Kelly Oaks, because she is the auditor, and she does a very good job. And I guess she puts these figures in Munis, but you got to multiply, subtract this, you got to do that, it's like a formula, and it's open to the public that could go online and see it. And it kind of tells you a little bit about the overtime, but I made a motion, which I want to get a monthly report on the overtime as it goes along, so that we're not seeing this great sum of money at the very end of budget time.
Well,
I want to keep track of
I can't
this.
understand how that would happen anyway.
Well,
Okay, we're going to have to think on this for a minute. We're going to go to break. Be right back.
We can talk
Thanks.
about it after.
welcome back to City Life, and welcome to the people that are just tuning in. This is Linda Bown. I'm your host. I have Mike Dillon, former school committeeman, and of course Rita Mercier, city.
I know, you didn't see me in a long time, you forgot my last name.
Rita, what is it? Okay, we started a very interesting topic.
Yes, and if you're just tuning in, I'm sorry you missed the beautiful first half of the show. You missed
But
it.
now here we go.
But there is a repeat, isn't there, Mr.
Yeah,
McDee?
it's on this afternoon at 4.
So tune in later on this afternoon and
it's
watch
on
it from
perpetually on YouTube.
Okay,
You can watch it right now on
from the
YouTube.
beginning.
So we're talking about the budget and the fire department and the overtime budget that was over $4 million,
Right.
and how it was just presented all of a sudden.
And you know, I can first off, let me preface this by saying I have the greatest respect for the fire department. There's no doubt about it. I'll never deny that. They're wonderful people. They do a great job. And I know that firsthand because they don't just put out fires or whatever or man a firehouse. What they do is they do go to emergency situations, and when you call an ambulance, 99.9% of the time, the fire department comes first to your house. I know that because when I called an ambulance for Ralph, the fire department was always the first to show up, and they stabilized the person. They stabilized my husband. It was a beautiful thing, and I'm very forever grateful. Having said that, from what I'm understanding, we have an overtime problem, and if someone, again, I say, if someone fought a fire and got smoke in the lungs and had a problem, or had an accident at home, you know, I fall down too, I could trip, I can understand that. You're out on injury, it's human nature, people get hurt, I understand that. But when deals are made, I need the money. I'm banging out today. You come on in. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but
I want to
See,
hear it.
he's
I'd
going
like
to
to-
have something to say about it.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
So there are 110 firefighters that do a tremendous job. They follow the rules. They do everything they're supposed to do. And there are others that are bilking the system. These are the people I'm upset with. And I'm going to tell you that if you bang out and say you're on a 111F, which is an injury, and we catch you and you're doing a side job on your own time because you have another job and you should be working, but instead you called a 111F, you're out on injury, I'm upset about that. We pay you to do your job. If you're legitimately hurt, fine, we'll help you. But if you're trying to bilk the system and screw the taxpayer, I don't like it. I don't like it. And it has happened. And 15 people got a letter stating, you better smarten up.
Ooh, a letter. What was the texture of the letter, Rita?
I don't know, but this is what
Could we use it for something else?
this is what the fire chief said.
Rita, you should fire the people. Just that freaking simple. You steal, okay,
I'm not-
those people who stole gasoline from the DPW 20 years ago got fired. Fired. Okay, you steal from the city and we can prove it, you're done. You can't just drive home to your home in Pelham and just wait it out. No, you're fired. Done. But you guys, oh no, the firefighters. Look, there are good firefighters.
It's a slap in the face to the good firefighters that are following the
And
rules.
they-
And if you're hurt and you need that help, I'll help you.
You fire somebody who's abused the system, his or her colleagues will applaud your performance.
Yes.
So I don't
Okay,
mean
now,
I don't
all right, Michael, you're on. He
There-
is a firefighter,
there's
by
ju-
the way, for anybody that doesn't realize.
So you're absolutely right. But I don't understand how that contributes to our overtime budget or how it relates to it. I think all of the talking points about just the word abuse. First of all, I don't know why we only started talking about this the week of the budget.
because
I
we
think
were.
that was that's an issue, because that's something that this is something we could talk about, or should be talking about all year long.
That's
with the
why I
manager
made
and
that
working-
motion.
working
I want to
together with the
know
manager.
monthly
Yep.
what's going on,
And
not at the last minute.
when the talking point of abuse, or that word, abuse, sick time abuse, or overtime abuse comes up, it gets into everybody's mind, and I think it's in your mind a little bit, that somehow that the fire department is I think you just said gaming the system, or abusing the overtime. That doesn't account for $4 million of our overtime budget. Now, it might account for a small portion of it, and those matters should be handled. There's no question about it. I'm not advocating for somebody abusing injury time or 111F time, but that's not how you get to $4 million. This manager, to his credit, decided to keep every single truck in the city open, and that's a commitment that I don't know.
It was
if
the
you've ever
council. It was the council.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the council.
Because we were hearing about
Yes.
brownouts, and we were adamant to know that we didn't want any brownouts in the city. People wanted safety. You need to have a safe city. You need to have people to live here that say, gee, I want to live in a place that is secure, that has our best interest at heart. And public safety is one of those issues, and that's why we were adamant that we did not want to close any fire stations, and I completely agree. And I don't know that it's that overtime thing, and I don't know.
Mike, yes, you told me that you watched some of yesterday's show.
Yep.
Using Branch Street Firehouse, there's 2 trucks there.
Yep.
Now, so that means you got 8 guys on duty all the time. 8 firefighters.
6.
6.
We staffed the trucks with 3.
3.
Yep.
And 1 guy calls in sick.
Mhm.
I'm told you have 4 per truck.
No, NFPA standard is 4.
NFPA. Who's NFPA?
we don't- That's our regulating body. Like, that's suggested for
The
on
National
a truck.
Firefighters, something other.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So you're supposed to have 4 in a truck,
yeah.
and you only have 3. Is that citywide?
Yes.
Citywide.
That's minimum operating for a truck in our city.
That's a
yeah.
different scenario that was explained. A different scenario was explained to me yesterday.
So you guys were on
4 per truck.
You guys were on the right track. But we have 3 a truck. So, all right. So going back, what I was just saying, I didn't give proper credit to the council, because the council was totally on board with fully staffing and not closing trucks. But so we need a minimum amount of staffing for the day. That means 3 people each truck.
Yep.
Now, if you want to keep every truck open, if somebody's out, you need somebody in their place, right? And there's a balance between the total number of firefighters that are on our staff and the overtime budget, and it's like a direct correlation. When we are staffed up over 200, and I believe our union and the manager talked about it. I mean, there's a level where you don't want to have 270 guys, because then that's changing everything. But you can't have 170 either. And there is a number that is about 213.
Yeah, 213.
That really works best for keeping our overtime in check and not having too many staff, right? And it keeps those numbers where they should be. So when that's the case, when we have 213, we have about half the trucks in the city have 4 men assigned to them every day. So now when you have 4 assigned to the truck, let's say four people are out that day for one reason or another, vacation time, somebody calls in sick. Now you take one of the staff from one of those 4-man companies, send them over to work on that truck. Now we're not hiring somebody new for the day. That's regular line staff that are working that day, and we're not hiring overtime.
Hold your thought right there, Mike. If I operate a pumper truck, can I operate the ladder?
Yeah, everyone's interchangeable. We cross-train.
You've answered my question, because
Yep.
I was told otherwise yesterday.
No, that's not true. The only technicality on that side would be that the guy would have to be, if you're hiring if you need a driver, we may have to move things around because not everybody's qualified to drive a ladder truck.
Yep.
You know, there's maybe specific situations, but anybody can be moved to a different truck and work on that truck that day.
Good, thank you.
But so that to me is the crux of the whole situation, and where our staffing is down. I don't even know what our exact number is right now, but it's down somewhere around 190, I believe. And I think we're probably trying to hire now, but as soon as we fall down below that 200 number, now you're talking every time somebody is out, no matter what time they're using, we're hiring, because there's nobody on that. We can't just move around. And that's why for years we were closing houses, because if you have only three people per truck showing up to work every day, as soon as one person's out, you need to hire somebody overtime to keep that truck open. And so we were just closing the truck for the day and taking the other two people and sending them to other spots throughout the city for manpower. So when we were closing companies, that's how we were operating. If somebody called in sick, if you showed up to work and only one other guy showed up with you to work that day, you were getting sent to work on another truck. Your truck was closed for the day. But if we maintain that 200 plus staffing level, now we have extra bodies throughout the city. Trucks are assigned 4 people a day. So, you know, us 4 show up to the firehouse. If one of us is out, we still operate. We don't have to hire. And if all 4 of us are in, one of us may get sent to another truck to make sure that they don't have to hire overtime.
How come?
When the numbers are down, anytime somebody is off, we're hiring overtime. So that number, when the staffing levels are low, that number shoots up.
Now, if the manager and the union agreed to 213, they thought that was a reasonable amount to eliminate this high level of overtime.
Yep.
What happened? Why don't
That's
you?
a good question.
Well,
And we only started talking about it the week of the budget.
Somebody has to be. Is it the union to be blamed? Is it the chief? Is it the manager? It should fall on somebody's shoulders, and it never does. Who?
Well, the union would always like to hire more firefighters. The chief, I don't know that he even has a say in it.
Okay.
So, I don't know. And
Well, there's a lot of people who are making a lot of money who will sit there at the table over there and say, I don't know. Why the hell don't you know? You just finished with the budget of the year, Rita, and I believe in the firefighters' budget, there's a line item there for overtime. Is there not?
Yes, there is.
So when the fire chief comes back and says, I'm out of money, the answer should go back to him, tough cookie. We're not giving you more money. When your kids say, you know what, Ma, I spent my allowance, give me more. Ma, I had to buy my friend's candy. What did you tell your kid? Oh, here you go, honey. That's what you do when one of these departments comes back. You think you're Santa Claus. Not just you, Rita, the whole group of city councilors think they're Santa Claus with taxes. No wonder our taxes are going up. We have a higher tax rate than Drake does. And Drake doesn't get the federal and state assistance that Lowell sucks down and blows.
Well, there are a lot of different conversations that we could have over the course of the year to, of course there are ways that we can tighten things up and,
Mike,
be really fiscally responsible.
You got a freaking budget.
But
put it in your overtime budget and work within your means.
Well, what I'm saying is that's impossible if we don't have the staffing levels at where they should be.
Then why do you have an overtime budget?
We have an overtime budget for when we are staffed appropriately.
Mike, it's 2026. You have to staff yourself the way you feel fittest.
So why isn't our staffing number where it should be?
Well, your chief does not engage in
Our
the
chief
budget
our chief
he
has
should.
no power. He is not in civil service.
Then you should bring that to the city council. Look, I didn't create this budget.
Maybe the next chief should be in civil service.
I agree.
Maybe the next chief should be in civil service.
Well,
Maybe that could be a
Rita,
motion.
It's a thing where why doesn't the city council do their job? Live within your means. You had an overtime budget, you blew it, and now you're here. You should have told us when you were half empty. Look, I'm having trouble with my budget. Oh no, I'm out of money, and we're going to have to close trucks next week.
Well,
And the manager's there, hurry up and vote on this, or we're going to have to close trucks. You got the right idea, Rita. Every single month, you want a report from the fire department.
I don't want to be shocked at the budget time. I want to know every month.
I also want to know 2 other departments or 3 other departments that abuse their overtime.
Oh,
and
I'm
look
not-
and look at their numbers too.
That's
every
right.
month.
I'm not saying it's the fire department alone. It could be
So
others.
we keep saying abuse overtime.
Yep.
I know.
There are some
You're
in the
op-
fire
you're
department
operating,
that are
folks,
doing
you're
that.
operating, by that I mean,
Inaccurate. It's an inaccurate way to
Michael,
describe
Michael,
the situation.
you're operating. You created yourself a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Okay.
when your kids run out of their allowance,
Yep.
what happens?
All right, then we'll close trucks.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
I
We
Live
gotta
within your means,
hire.
That's all I'm saying. Live within your means.
This is what we're
If your budget should be
hearing.
twice what it is, then ask for twice what it is, and let the city council say, no, I'm not giving you that kind of money.
That's why around these negotiations, I don't think there was anything to negotiate. I think that decision has to come down to the decision makers and whether the trucks are going to be closed or not. So if we want to have staffing that is down around 190, we're going to have an overtime budget that is comparable to where it is today.
You're
And
telling
if
me
we
there's
hire
no
more people-
abuse in the fire department?
No,
There's
this-
no, oh,
just
so
like
2
any other department.
firefighters aren't saying, hey, bang out tomorrow and I'll get the overtime and then we'll do it next week. This isn't happening, right? No, of course, they're all good boys, right? I know
I'm
that
not-
it's happening. It's happening.
We don't have, I don't, like, no, like, not like you say, like, the public thinks that we're sitting there, like, we're the state police, and we're sitting there with a budget and just handing overtime to people. Like, I don't know how you, I mean, what, talk about that in the middle of the
It's
council
human
meeting if you
nature.
want to.
It's human
But
nature that people want more money.
This is
And the
not
way they
a-
get it is through conniving, and it's being done, and you can deny it if you want,
This
but
is
it's
not
happening.
a situation where there's, well, then bring in somebody to do an investigation if you think people
Well,
are stealing
that
money.
might be the next thing.
I can't sit here and tell you that there is like
Well, I wouldn't
not
expect
somebody
you
that's
to.
on in like taking advantage of the system. But this
Well,
is not like
there
this is
are.
not like something that the
And
whole
we'll-
body is sitting there and going like, how can I steal money this week? Or,
Well,
you
they're
know,
not
it's
saying
like-
it out loud, but they're doing it, and I know that it's happening.
But that's
But you
happening
know
in
what?
all departments.
But you know what? This is a shame because it's just bringing bad name to the body. You know what? I had a former mayor berate me and 2 other firefighters the other day. Absolutely berate, as if we were criminals. And it's because this word abuse just keeps being used. Overtime abuse,
But that
sick
wasn't
time
me.
abuse. This is a conversation for the manager, the chief, and the council to be having constantly throughout the year.
That's
This
right.
is not something that should
Absolutely.
come up the week of the budget and start talking about overtime abuse, sick time abuse, as if somehow all the firefighters are sitting there and
we're not
conniving
saying
on how
that.
to make
No,
more money.
no.
You know how firefighters make more money? They answer the damn phone when somebody calls to give them overtime. And
They
go to
go
work.
out on a 111F and they do their job while
That's
the,
not a percentage of the job that is going to get the overtime budget up to 4. Now you're talking about something totally different than the overtime budget.
and you know what we heard? You better hire these 6 firefighters back because here's the fire department down there waiting for me outside. I'm gonna be killed. No. Oh, was that his
no,
fault?
no, that's no, but it's I don't see where the confusion here. If you're supposed to have 213 firefighters, and you don't, you have 190. You're obviously going to have more overtime because you don't have that. That's a big gap you have to fill.
Rita, we can talk about all of those problems the concerns that you have, and if somebody's stealing money or there is a way, we should fix it.
Yeah,
That's absolutely
right.
that is absolutely true. But you know, for it to only come up at the council the week of the public hearing and have
there have been
abuse be the word and be getting mad at the fire
4
department
million
stealing money.
never happened
well,
that
we
high.
we should open up every single department in this city to an audit. Bring in
Yeah.
DeZoglio.
Well, we do have
and
audits.
Go with a fine-tooth comb through every single department. Go to the teachers. Go to the DPW. Let's comb through every single department because if you think that there aren't bad actors in every single place in the city,
I'm sure of it. I'm
but
sure of
I
it.
had a former mayor absolutely berate me just because I was wearing a uniform the other day, and that's what the public is seeing. The public is seeing overtime abuse, sick time abuse. It's like people are looking at us like we're the state police, like siphoning money from the overtime budget. And that is not the truth. There are bad actors everywhere, and there are certainly bad actors on the fire department.
There are firefighters that come to certain people here and myself and said, thank you for speaking up for us, because we know that it's happening. These are firefighters that are saying this.
And nobody on the fire department likes that type of behavior any more than you do, you know. But that does not account for a $4 million overtime budget. It just doesn't. I mean,
It never was that high before.
I know, because we were never opening trucks. We were never keeping every single truck open, and our staff fell below where it needed to be. That's why you probably recognize that. I think throughout your 31 years, I'm not sure if we have ever fully staffed the city. In fact, we've only closed houses completely. We've closed probably 3 houses.
One house that will never, and we made an agreement with this, is the one on Old Ferry Road. That is in the middle of an area.
That's always been part of it, yeah, of course.
We cannot. That's way out.
The response from the rest of the city is so long.
Right,
Yes, no, you're
absolutely.
right.
Rita, do you think then you can't have it both ways? If we don't want the brownouts and we don't want to close the trucks, then we have to have a certain number of firefighters.
I don't know how they did it before, but we had all the stations open, all the houses open, and we didn't have.
No, we did not.
That's when I started having him
that's
on.
Why the
that's how I
overtime budget.
heard about brownouts, because he was on when he was on the school committee. I thought of brownouts when your power sometimes went off a little bit.
Well,
flickered.
what we mean is that.
That's insider baseball talk, and I resent it completely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
No, it's
a brownout means that the station isn't staffed.
Don't use the word. Give me the logic.
Well,
I asked
that's-
firefighters, give me the logic behind that word. What it means is this. Okay, what's the root? You're calling it a brownout. What does that have to do with any
It means
fire?
it's not fully staffed, and so they can't man that station if there's a fire because there's not enough men to accompany, like a driver for the fire truck, person that occupies
I completely
the
understand
pump.
what it is, but wouldn't you agree it's a confusing term?
Sorry about
since-
the lingo.
The overtime budget has never reached a number like that because we were closing. Once the overtime ran out for a year, we would just that's when we would close companies. Around June-ish, we would everybody would get that was just built into what we did. It was like we needed a lot of overtime this year, or there was a couple of bad snowstorms and there was emergency times and we used a lot of our overtime budget. Overtime is about to run out. It was just, we knew it. And so we'd start closing companies.
And I was shocked
that's
when I
how we
heard
did
that you didn't know, and it would rotate, and so you wouldn't know the station in your neighborhood was closed that day. And I think as a citizen, you'd be horrified. You just assume you've got coverage, but if you don't have the bodies to cover it, then you have to close
And
it.
I give credit to the council and the administration right now who has committed to keeping every truck open. That is a huge deal. It's something that
I thought it was
I don't know. I don't think I don't think we've seen it in all of your time there, and that's a commendable thing that we have going on right now. But if we want that to continue, we either need to hire more staff or the overtime budget is going to go out of control. And that's where it's at. That's why if it's
So is it
this-
cheaper to hire staff than pay overtime? That's what the bottom line is.
yeah.
I don't know. You know your budget.
Lowell Fire Department has 8 deputy chiefs. Why do we need 8?
Oh,
9.
So we have 9 deputy chiefs.
Oh,
Yes.
jeez.
So why do we need 9?
Yeah, why?
We could have conversations about I don't know, we also have an assistant chief.
Why do we have so much administration?
same thing as the
doesn't-
school
that-
department.
We also have an assistant chief, which is another position. So we could
So-
have all kinds of conversations about how to organize the department. But one week before the budget comes out, the firefighter is abusing the city's money. That's the message that's out there to the public right now, and I don't believe it's fair to the department.
Is it fair to have a deputy chiefs? Do we need a deputy chiefs? The higher their good, all right, the higher their title, the more money they get, so this,
I could see if they took the test, and they passed it. But what do we need 9 for? Okay, good morning. The unfortunate thing is that you have a budget the size of a phone book. Not everyone is going to be happy. Is there a page in the budget that says when the taxes will decrease?
you will never have a decrease, whoever is writing this, because things go up. The cost of living, there's fixed costs, there's salaries that got increased, that there's...
And you have an elected body that does not know how to say no. So, next text, John is 100% correct. Fire department is at fault over this.
So the fire department is...
You wanna read this or me?
203. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, well, I could hear you over my headset. Okay, John is 100% correct. The fire department is at fault over this, but why should they take any responsibility when the council always lies down and gives the money to the fire department for political reasons? The LFD Lowell Fire Department is currently staffed at 203. I don't know that that's true. Back over to you guys.
No, I think it is true. I think it is 203. I believe I remember that number.
Got any thoughts on that, Mike?
I don't think that we have 203. I mean, it's not looking that way in the manpower. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, there are ways that every city department can clean up how they function. We can talk about it any day of the week, but I mean, you know, it comes down to budget time, and all of a sudden, the fire department's stealing. That's the message, and I don't think it's a good way to operate. But you know what? It takes away from all the stuff that we should be talking about, and all the hiring practices that we have. So, you know, it is what it is.
So what
I
is
don't care.
what is happening with the hire? I'm still confused why you don't have the number you need. That supposedly the manager agreed, everybody agreed that you need X number of firefighters.
No, that's a court order. Somebody lost in court. I don't know what. I know enough to be dangerous
Okay,
about
then
that.
why? Then the city is at fault, not the firefighters.
Well, that's why I'm told, and again, I know enough to be dangerous. I could be completely wrong, but that's why the manager caved. The court told him you're going to lose.
But he didn't. He didn't hire them. He said
He
gave lip service, right?
He promised to.
Then there it is. And
Well,
I usually defend the city.
6 firefighters were laid off. They were hired under the ARPA funding, which is temporary funding money.
Right.
They were hired and they were on duty. And we were told by the fire department, if you don't hire them back, Mr. Manager, we're going to have an abundance of overtime money. Well, we had $4 million in overtime money, and we had the 6 of them already working. So, how did you get all this overtime when 6 were already working? Now they're laid off, and you said we're going to have a high
Rita,
overtime budget.
You guys just finished the budget, and as a small business owner, if I look at how much money did we spend on gasoline last year?
Well, the cost of gas goes
No, I'm
up.
gonna
The
give you
cost
a
of
I'm gonna give you a little story, okay?
pensions goes up.
You guys, no, but
Electricity
that's
goes up.
malarkey.
Utilities.
Rita,
These are
that's
fixed
malarkey.
costs
You
that
have-
go up.
You have an overtime budget for the fire department. All you have to do is ask your auditor, how much overtime did the city pay the fire department over the last 12 months? And so we'll say, for instance, for the sake of this conversation, it's $6 million in overtime. That's hypothetical. And they're coming in this year and they're asking for $4 million. You have to ask your city manager, Mr. Manager, where's the math here? The firefighters needed $6 million in overtime last year, and here you're serving up only $4 million. What's going on here? Did things change with the fire department? Why didn't we look at the whole budget? But no. We just bow down and let's give him a raise and extend his contract. Malarkey. Sorry. That's just my way. Crickets.
No, I'm going to go back. If you have
Lean into the mic, kid.
if you have an agreement, if the state says you have to have 213, you need to have 200, and then you wouldn't have the overtime issue.
Take the mic and drag it to the edge of the table.
If the state says you need 213, the manager knows and agrees that you need
my
200.
Nobody says that you need that. That would be a nice number, a complimentary number. A full complement of police officers. Nobody's saying you have to, there's no law that says you have to have that many.
But if the city manager negotiates with the department, let's just say, let's get away from the fire department. Let's talk about the parks, and they need 60.
And they look magnificent, by the way.
Then they should have.
Wait a minute, you're saying something positive there, John?
Yes, I
the
am.
The parks look nice?
They look
Wow.
magnificent. They look
Good.
magnificent. Nice
Ooh.
job.
I never thought I'd hear something positive
Well,
out
I'm
of
glad
your
you
mouth.
noticed it.
Now let me just. All right, let me ask this. All right, this case he says he brings up, and he said all of a sudden it came up at the budget. Why is that the only budget that was off? I mean, I can't believe that. And surely we all know. Let's say there's 10 firefighters that are scamming the system. Okay, and we'll all say and they're bad, and I think everybody would agree.
Cut it out.
But that can't come up to $4 million. There's some other piece of that puzzle that's missing.
Well, Linda, the worst thing that's going to happen. Okay, so I'm out injured,
Yeah,
and they catch me doing a roofing job.
yeah.
The worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get a letter.
No, absolutely
Am I
not.
going to get fired?
Yes, you will.
Okay, how many firefighters have been fired? 0.
No, I'm not at liberty to say,
But they will. Okay.
no, that I can't
All right.
get into
But
some
that
of
would-
the
can't-
discussion.
Another secret from the public. Like,
No, it isn't a secret. It's
let's
I don't
roll
want to.
let's roll over to the.
I don't want to go to jail by.
The senior center. What's going on with the senior center? Are we caving on that? We're going to give it back to the guy?
No, I can't discuss that.
See, there you go, another
That's
secret.
executive session. I'm
Can't
sorry.
tell you.
I wish I could. I'd love to talk about
He's
it.
giving away the farm.
Oh my God.
Well, if you're negotiating it, then they're not giving it away.
Rita, we've been out of sync with this guy for 3 years.
You think
3
that's our
years.
main objective? We're still talking about Market Street,
3 years.
the Align building.
That you guys bought that's loaded with asbestos, yes?
No, I can't talk about it, but I'd love to.
Can we talk about Island again?
Yeah, let's talk about.
Yeah, but why is there so much secret stuff? Don't tell them.
It isn't secret. We have to negotiate in private. We can't just. I don't want to be the one that's on TV with evidence right here. Oh my goodness. He's trying to get me arrested.
I
Are
know,
you
he's-
bailing me out, please?
He knows how to poke and prod.
Oh my goodness.
He does.
I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. I'd love to say all that I know that's going on. But if you're talking about, let's say you're talking about the senior center, that's not the only issue in the city. There's many factors of many things, and you got to figure out which one do we tackle first, if you can put what I'm saying together.
Do you know why the firefighters are the focus of, or being made out to be the bad guy right now?
No.
Because we said no to, well, it goes back to a couple of different things, but most recently we said no to the to defer our
The
raise.
zero, right. All the
We
unions.
said no.
had a 2%.
So now we're abusing the budget.
No, that's not. I know what you.
I
I know what
don't
you.
know.
But I know what you're saying.
We
but
said no,
right, you did say no. But how come
and then it was pointed out that
the
we were
people
one of the
that
only
can
ones.
least afford it said, "Yeah, let's take our 2% to save people. We'll take 0." Why did the fire department not say that?
Because we didn't want to.
Well, then shame on you. Then, too bad you didn't agree to help out people so they wouldn't get laid off.
The
But
fire
yet we took
department's
6.
The fire department's relationship with the manager has been fractured to a point where that is the case.
Oh, I could get into that, but I don't want to get in trouble. I could open my mouth and say a
But-
few more
so
things.
we said
but
no about the raise, and now here we are.
no, that isn't why that ain't.
I think
That's
it has-
what that's
I
what
think
you're
it has a little
thinking.
bit to
I'm
do
not
with it.
saying that that's true at all. No, I'm not saying that
But why? Well, then why are we?
because
The
of the
focus right now.
overtime is up higher than we've ever seen it in the past.
And you think that is due to stealing money?
No, I don't think I know. And
You
I-
know that the $4 million overtime budget is due to the department stealing money.
No, I'm not saying stealing, if you want to put it that way. I'm saying,
Nobody's using the word steal.
no, I'm not saying
Abuse.
No one's said
abuse.
Abuse. All right.
Then
Well,
that's a
Stealing
newspaper.
is a strong
That's a
word.
newspaper word that we all
all
quote.
right.
but abuse.
Well, that's
respectfully,
what the public sentiment is when
I
you say
don't-
abuse.
Respectfully, I don't know any city councilor that says there was any abuse.
That's the word that everybody
There's a-
uses
That's
at
the
the
word that the
meetings.
Lowell Sun created just to antagonize people.
Abuse.
There are people, it's human nature. They know how to make a buck and they're making it off the taxpayer.
Well, then-
and that is completely wrong.
And again, you guys
Then
just
punish
don't.
them and stop that situation from happening.
Back in the day,
I agree with you there.
back in the day when someone ran for city council, they would tell the citizens that it will lower they will lower your taxes. Now we have councilors that are telling everyone your taxes will go up.
I never ran and said that to anybody because I have no power over lowering your taxes. I never would say that.
The guy who called up, this is what his message was. The 14-hour shift, if we went back to an 8-hour shift, would we save money?
Yes, I believe so. That would be my opinion, yes.
What do you think, Mike? You're working it.
I don't know how. I mean, that would have. If we did,
8 hours
we
instead
could
of 14.
we could still even work the same schedule, just having it broken down into different blocks. You know, like right now we only divide our shifts in 2: 10-hour shift and a 14-hour shift. We could technically divide it into 8-hour shift, but the logistics of that would have to be, I don't know. I mean, that would be a complete overhaul. It's possible.
Understood.
I-
Going on
and-
to the next tech, the police department is currently down 23 officers. No one is complaining about that because their overtime budget is $1 million.
Right. What do you think
How
about
many
that?
times? How many times does the fire chief come back?
That's-
Does the police chief come back for more overtime money?
Not like the fire department does.
The police just operate with less police on the street during those times. I mean, I don't like that either, you know. But the police will just put less staff out there on certain shifts.
Mike, can you say how many fires in Lowell are classified as arson? You can't know everything, but that's the latest.
Yeah,
that's the
no,
last
I
thing.
mean, I certainly happens, and I think just like everything on our job, it's, you know, if there are arsonists in the city. I mean, my dad was the arson investigator for years. I don't have any type of stat or anything on that. Most fires are not arson. I think I'd be comfortable saying that. But
So educating our audience. There you are. You have a nice little cookout in your backyard, and all of a sudden a fire breaks out where you're cooking. At what point do you call the fire department? because I have a garden hose. I'm going to try to fix this myself. At what point somebody definitely has to call the fire department? In your mind, to start it off, it's just you're cooking hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever, not a big deal, and the grass catches fire.
Well, isn't that how that happened in Centerville? Someone
Well,
was.
I'm just asking, at what point, hey, this ain't, got to call the fire department. I would say as soon as any part of a structure catches.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, for sure. I would say call us anytime that you think fire is getting out of control, and worst case we show up and we go back.
Now, does
back
it
to the house,
hurt
but-
my insurance policy if you come to my house? Is there an electronic digital report that you came to my house that you're aware of?
No, there's no cost to the homeowner.
No.
that
Is
we
there a
showed up.
digital? Is there a digital report that you came to 26 Highland Street for a fire?
If we respond to 26 Highland Street, there's record of it in our system.
Okay, that's something you guys might want to look into, because just because I had a little fire in my backyard doesn't give the insurance company a right to jack me up $1,000 for
But
they have no
John-
damage.
No.
Can you imagine if they
Are you aware
went
that
to
that happens?
It does. Mike, they take satellite pictures of my house. They can tell how old my roof is.
Gee.
But
I mean,
imagine if the
That's
fire
not anything
department
that
didn't
I'm
have
aware
any
of,
records of where they went. That would be even worse.
Well, when you get pulled over by anybody, don't you think your insurance company knows that you get pulled over? Yes, they do. As soon as it's entered into that system, your insurance company knows.
That's an insurance conversation that I don't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Wow.
that doesn't surprise me.
I
though.
mean,
Well, that's why a lot of people, I'm not going to fire department. There are other people who say, I don't want them here. They'll put the fire hose and ruin my house with their fire hose. I don't want them here. So,
I get it.
I mean,
but again,
that's
get back at the answer to my question
Wow.
is, as soon as a structure is going to start on fire, you should call the fire department. You've lost it by then.
If you're talking about a home or a shed or any type of structure like that, I mean, the first thing you do is call us.
Yeah.
I mean, if your grass catches on fire,
You got a garden hose.
you got a hose. I mean, but really, I mean, you want to. That's decision to decision. I mean, I feel like it would take a lot for me to call the fire department, but anytime a structure
Because of the
catches on
harassment you
fire-
get at work,
Well,
right?
Yeah, fire at my house. If I got to call the guys, that's especially if it's caused by me.
They're going to take pictures and put them up on the wall.
Yeah, you know what Dillon did? He was cooking the other day and he burnt his cabinets. Yeah, no, that would be embarrassing for me. But I mean, anytime anything structurally, the first thing that you do is catch us, because the seconds matter in that situation. Fire doubles in size every 30 seconds, and you just when you think you have control over fire, you don't. So yeah, I would certainly, anytime you get out, anything gets out of control, the first thing you should do.
Well, I was
call.
asking the parameters for an out of control, and I'm saying the grass is on that one. Now, if the shed catches, you should call the fire department.
Yeah, if it's anywhere near your shed or even a fence, because like Rita was just mentioning, the fire on Bridge Street. I mean, we
The
were
wind.
chasing.
Yeah.
We were chasing gardens on fire, fences,
Yeah, that was
carports,
frightening.
along with the 6 or
And
7
the
houses
wind
that
was
were.
a big contributor
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
That was frightening.
And so, of course, John's just scaring everybody, calling us to their house. But you should not be. I mean, we go a lot of times we go on calls where, as it turns out, we get there and there really isn't much of a problem, but somebody got nervous and scared and they felt like they needed to call us, and that's completely fine. We do that stuff all the time.
What about
so I would not
CO2?
hesitate.
Level.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is
Now,
that is a very serious, just as serious as fire, because you ignore something like that, and that you might not wake up in the morning around your house. That's very scary.
I just realized, because I work at the housing authority, that alarm automatically goes to the fire department. The other alarms, smoke and everything, go through a panel. at the housing authority, but the CO2.
Oh, at the housing. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it doesn't go. The CO2 doesn't go to the panel. It just automatically goes to the fire department. They come out, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And I only realized it because we didn't get notified, and they were. But there was an issue, and I'm relieved to know that that's what happens with CO2 detectors that are connected to a fire department,
Yeah, I mean,
because that will kill you.
Are there any plans for a new police station at City Hall? It's definitely needed. Page 2, great debate on the fire department issue. Let's change gears. What is the panel's favorite ice cream now? I don't care about that stuff today.
where was he 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, I know. Now you want to know to change the subject. I happen to like black raspberry. Coffee and black raspberry. That's my favorite ice creams.
Yeah, coffee.
Coffee's
Coffee's
good.
right up my alley,
Coffee's good.
Yeah.
Coffee's excellent.
Yeah, I could go for some coffee ice
Yeah.
cream.
My daughter recently found coffee Oreo.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet that's good.
yeah,
Yep.
coffee, Oreo.
I'll do coffee anything.
Yeah,
Coffee, candy,
Yep.
coffee,
yeah,
ice cream,
that's
coffee.
beautiful.
Perfect.
Yep.
Espresso martinis.
Has
Favorite
anybody
beverage?
tried the renewed Espresso's pizza yet?
No, I heard Espresso was closing down.
No, there's all kinds of rumors. They're back open and they're trying to get their product back out the door, so I just didn't know if anybody tried it yet.
Are they still in Nashua? Do you know?
They're in downtown Lowell.
But there was one in Nashua as well.
I think it's in Leominster and I forget. It's on the box. There's 3 locations.
So Espresso, was that Frank Cavallo?
Frank, about time. Frank, good guy, lives in Tingsboro. He retired.
Oh, see?
Him and
Oh,
his
that's-
brother, they retired and sold a joint.
Oh,
And I only know enough to be dangerous. I don't really know what's
and
going
you
on.
are dangerous, John.
Yep.
You are.
got everybody all worked up this morning.
Anyway, we're still friends, are we? Of
course we are.
Michael, thank you, baby. You know I love the fire department. I just don't like greed. But anyway, and I'm
Well, I
not
think
trying to.
We saw
and-
both sides of it this
Yeah, and I'm not trying to
Nobody
disparage
does.
the fire department. They're wonderful. When a person is running out of a burning fire and the fire department's running into that building, into a fire, they're my heroes. So I'm not saying.
So, Mike, I
anything.
think of you every time I see the firefighter's glove
Oh,
advertised
for the
on
grill.
TV for the barbecue.
Cooking, yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell us now your firefighter uniform
Yep.
in a room that's we'll say is 200 degrees? How long are you comfortable in that coat and those boots and that heavy outfit? How long can you be before you have to get out of that 200-degree room?
200's manageable. I mean,
You can stay there for a long time.
yeah. Our gear is. It's funny comparing. My dad and my grandfather also
Yeah.
worked. And
They had regular raincoats.
they went in with like a freaking raincoat and jeans on.
Oh,
you know,
geez.
they used to.
That was the way. Heavy boots. Heavy
Yeah.
boots are good.
When they felt the heat on their legs, like and on their neck, like they knew they
But
were
now-
into. So we're so well protected when we have those conversations. It's almost. I mean, there can be fire breathing down my neck and I can't feel it. So in a way, we're able to do way more, but we also put ourselves in a lot more danger sometimes because
Yeah.
we can
You
be
don't
in
feel it.
we can be in extremely hot situations.
So there's nothing on there's no like wristwatch or anything you can look at that says it's 300 degrees in here?
Oh yeah, no, we have on our on our tanks that
Yep,
go
yep.
on our back. We actually do have thermal imaging, a little thermal imager that we can.
How long
In,
you-
in fact, in the bad fire on Aiken Street last year, that I got caught in a really bad situation, and guy actually got burned up. I was looking on my thermal imager, and it was like approaching 300 degrees on this
dear God.
at the ceiling right outside of the fire room before it flashed, and we got in a lot of trouble.
Wow.
But I mean, temperatures are like 300, 400, 500. Like there can be fire breathing down my neck, and I don't even know. That's how good fire equipment is these days. But
Wow.
that, like I said, that allows us to go deeper and do more. But
It allows you to save lives,
that's
too.
dangerous also, because
Yeah, the
when
window-
things go wrong, they can go really wrong, so, but it's amazing how good the gear is.
How do they not go wrong? Is it communication?
Yeah, I mean, we
that-
got to be
is that-
really effective with communication now.
Do you have, do you have a headset? Everybody have a headset you can talk to somebody?
A radio. Yeah, we have a radio.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
And yeah, it's communication, and whoever's managing that fire is the deputy chiefs manage. They're managing the entire scene.
Okay,
And keeping track of who's where and how long they've been in there, and rotating companies in and out when things.
So
are,
there is, that accounts for the 8 deputy chiefs.
yes,
There's
yeah,
someone on, how many are on?
two per shift.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they are automatically, when you have like a 5-alarm or whatever, I don't know the numbers, but when multiple companies come in, that
Mm-hmm.
deputy chief manages that.
Oh yeah,
And that's kind of an important position when you say it's not like an
Yeah.
assistant superintendent or principal. I mean, it's a,
when there's an active fire, they're the ones that are like that's who you go to. They are operating that fire. They are communicating with our dispatch and keeping track of where everybody goes and giving orders.
well, I think that's kind of an important point because when it came up, I assumed it was an administrative position.
No.
They're not a paper pusher.
No. Deputy chiefs are actually out there responding to fires, and I mean they're in charge of the scene.
How could you not have a deputy chief? I mean, I would think that's kind of important.
Yeah.
To have someone that knows where all these companies are.
Yeah,
where the trucks
it
are.
is. I mean,
The
it's
person behind you knows there's a fire.
the deputy chief issue comes down to like closing trucks. So we have 2 deputy chiefs operating in the city. One operates half the city, the other operates the other half.
Like your radios, do they, like our little radios, they tag people's location. I can tell exactly where you are on the planet. How does the deputy know where you are?
He doesn't have access to like our
There's no map or nothing?
GPS location.
Understood. Thank
No.
you.
Nope. We have a command board. One person standing outside the building with a board with magnets and everything, like keeping track of where companies are at the time the best that we can, so that the deputy can kind of reference that if he
Okay,
needs to know.
that's a good tool.
Yeah. You should have seen the board on Bridge Street. It was guys working the command board were like drawing a house here. They had like the Rika engine here, and I can't imagine that the information was completely accurate because there were 7 different scenes, and we're like, okay, Lowell engine 1's here, Lowell engine 3's here.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, it was
that's
kind of
confusing.
madness, but that is out of the ordinary, But on a normal scene, the deputy chief's keeping track.
Good
of what's
subject to
going on.
talk about. Please talk about if you are in a fire, you should go to the floor because the oxygen is better. I almost died because of fire and smoke, but because I knew about going to the floor, it saved my life.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true, right, Michael?
Yeah, get low.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we used to have public service announcements all the time about smoke. Yeah, stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff. And the public really, I've noticed, is really not informed as much as we probably should be.
Well, maybe you can put that in the suggestion box, and then people will stop calling you crooks.
Smoke detectors, fire. Yeah. Well, that's another thing that we did is we took our day staff off of out of their positions and put them back on trucks. So we don't
Okay.
have a public education officer right now. We don't have all the day positions that we.
Well, you don't even
That
see
we,
Smokey
used
the
to have.
Bear anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a nationally.
But it used to be.
You don't-
What you're
you
saying,
don't-
We'll
you
get
don't
you
see
a
that type of
costume.
stuff.
We'll get you a costume.
Yeah, you're looking for a gig. Yeah, it's things like that. Just the whole stop, drop, and roll thing, and get low when you're. Smoke detectors, I find, is something that people have zero knowledge on. I mean, and and I wouldn't expect that I would either if I wasn't involved in the fire department. But most people kind of just treat them like a nuisance,
Yeah.
or like some public education around that really would be beneficial. I
Well,
feel like.
maybe you should get three people here to talk about these things and make a public service announcement.
I'm going to start doing it more.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, maybe I can definitely make a point because
Yeah.
when I'm here, they always ask fire questions, so we do talk about stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll make more of a point of it.
Yeah.
I think, as I say, I never would have known about the brownouts, so I think that all of that is kind of important.
And like you mentioned, carbon monoxide. Like we go to people's houses and they, if you don't know how your alarms function, people think that they're having emergencies, and it's just that they have a malfunctioning, smoke detector or a CO detector.
Which means you got to change the battery or something.
Yeah.
Or buy a new.
Or it's just a bad device. They go bad after a certain amount of time.
Oh, yes.
But people, I mean, rightfully so, they get worried, and just a little bit of public knowledge about that, I feel
Yeah,
like.
About
would
the
help
CO2
people,
particularly.
Yes.
I had my generator. Somebody had moved my generator where it had, and my alarm went off, and I didn't even realize they'd moved it.
It was, what was it, getting
Tomorrow
in the
City
window or
Life,
something?
Evelyn
Yeah.
Thorne's going to be the host. Sam Chase will be here, and they may have a surprise guest. I don't know. Who's the best cook on the fire department?
And is there a favorite meal cooked at the station? That's very good. I like to know that.
We'd have to do a city poll.
Oh.
It is funny that that's one of the stereotypes of the fire department that is true, because like you get a few people together in a house and like somebody's got to have a good cook, like, so that's a very important skill to have, like, just for being around a firehouse. It's funny.
So you guys sit down at the same table?
It depends on the shift, but yeah, I mean, if you have a regular group that you work with, there's usually one person that's a better cook than the other three, and so yeah, we try to, but you always run the risk of being right in the middle of cooking a meal and not being able to even ever eat
Well,
that
who does
meal.
the
So,
shopping?
It's tough.
The fire department, they go to the stores.
Yeah, but you ever seen the
and
fire
shop.
lane? They have a special
Sure.
lane for them in front of the mall. It says fire lane.
Yep.
That's
I
where
will
they park
tell
the
you
truck when they shop.
that when I was the mayor, I thought to myself, I want to go around to every department and try to see what it's all about. So I went to the DPW and I actually drove a street sweeper. That's
Nice.
not a very easy thing to drive.
I
In
bet.
fact, there was a woman, she was a DPW worker, and she said, Rita, I'm taking you to the Colley Stadium. You're going to use it there to practice because
Nice.
you're going to get in an accident here. You're
Yeah.
going to wipe out all these cars. But I did the same thing with the fire department, and I was in the fire department behind the library. What, 4? Is it 4? What is it?
Engine 3.
Engine 3.
Yep.
So I was there, and I went upstairs. They made a nice meal. We were all ready to sit down and eat it when the alarm went off. And out the door they flew. And they said, I'm sorry, Rita. Stay here, though. It's all right. I saw all the pots and pans and everything else. I washed all the pots
Oh,
and
nice.
pans.
Oh.
And when they came back, their meal was there, but they had all the dishes and pots and pans, everything washed. They never forgot it. One of the
Nice,
retirees just told me that the other day. I remember when you came up and washed all our pots and pans. That was fun. It was a good time.
I remember going to a touch a truck day at the Immaculate Conception School. They had a fire truck over there.
Yeah.
And I was stunned at how piss poor a driver of a fire truck could actually see around the truck. I couldn't. I said, this is crazy. The visibility for the driver was terrible. Now, on the new trucks, Mike, is it any better?
We do have a better mirror setup. I mean, you really have to depend on your mirrors. And we do have cameras on the new trucks, sort of like any automobile kind of does these days. So it helps in the rear, but you have to just get good with your mirrors. And we do have, the newer trucks have a better mirror setup, so you can
I'm
see
sorry,
your
we
front
got to go,
bumpers and
Mike.
everything.
Thanks for
So-
saving lives.
Thank you both
Rita,
for getting
thanks.
up, and thanks for the good conversation.
You're the
Thank
best.
We're still friends.
Of course.
And thanks for listening.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Bye, Linda.